Hey, welcome back. This is Dan with Build It, Wheel Explore. So, another project today on the Explorer, something that I've had on the shelf once again for 2.5 years now. I'm already running an Atlas transfer case, which is awesome. But I'm going to install a North West Fabworks black box doubler crawl box. The main reason for that is my front drive shaft could be longer, but to stretch the front end out more than what it is, the factory mounted steering gearbox, drag link, track bar, it's as far forward as it can be until I either changed out the steering gear to something else, like maybe an outside the frame Toyota box, or I think my plan more or less now is just go full hydro in the future, and then I'll have no limitation on stretching the front end. And the reason for that is I'll show you here in a sec. So if you follow along, you'll be familiar with my truck. If not, I do have 14-inch travel Ori struts in the front. And to have that much travel is absolutely amazing off-road. But you get into a situation where you got drive shaft angles that you got to worry about. And in my case, I had to limit strap the axle right in line with the drive shaft. So I do have full 14 inches of articulation as far as crawling and off-road. But if you notice, I got 8 inches or so of shaft on the driver's side and my full 14 inches on the passenger side. So my full bump is limited. So for higher speed stuff, like this past Memorial Day weekend, we were at Silver Lake Sand Dunes, and it would have been nice to charge the Oris up and have a good 6.5 inches of shaft and be able to just send it through the dunes. But because of my front drive shaft angle and being limited, that really wasn't an option. So the primary idea of why I wanted a black box was because it's going to add 4 inches to my front drive line. So my front drive shaft will be 4 inches longer to achieve, hopefully, at that point it shouldn't have no more bind. And then obviously the gear ratios that I'm going to have is going to be amazing. Right now, with the 3.8 Atlas and the 538 in the axles, it's low. But I do have a plan. I do have a second set of axles I'm building, and I'm going to move down to 488s in the axles. So with the axle ratio changing and then having the doubler and the Atlas, my gear ratio range is going to be absolutely amazing, and I can't wait. I can go, 4 high 1-to-1. I can do just enable the crawl box and have a 272 to 1. Just enable the Atlas, have a 3.8 to 1, or enable Atlas and crawl box and have, what is that? 6 to 7 to 1 plus the 488s. I mean, it's going to be insane. A lot of options. I can't wait. I'm going to go ahead and get, don't laugh at my skid plate. It's supposed to have been temporary. It's never got back to it. But it has worked. So I'm going to get the drive shafts pulled off, get the skid plate pulled off, and then this will be the first time the Atlas actually will be out since I built the truck, which is kind of a good thing. So here's my Northwest Fab black box. Accessories, again, I've had this on the shelf again for 2 years plus now at this point. And the Northwest Fab last year was talking about coming up with an emergency brake kit, which I think is going to be sweet. But unfortunately, my Atlas has a short output shaft on it, which I thought would be beneficial initially, but it will not be compatible with the emergency brake kit in the future. So, talked to Advanced Adapters. They got me set up with a standard tail housing install kit with a new output shaft and everything that I need for that. So since I got to take the Atlas partially apart anyway to put the shaft in that, I might as well do everything together. And then obviously that's going to change or affect the rear drive shaft anyway. So I'd rather do all that stuff one time. All right, drive shafts are off, skid plate's off, got it drained, shifter's off, the T-case and the trans All right, so it's amazing how fast things can change and spiral out of control. Well, not out of control, but this is what's going on now. Uh-oh. All right, this is where we're at now. All right, I know the video I started out, I'm just going to take the Atlas out and get this situated and ready to put the black box in. But it kind of got me thinking, I have a ton more stuff in boxes that I've had just as long as the black box. I still have my RIP Fabrication stainless headers to put on the truck. So I kind of scheduled myself in for a month or so, month and a half of downtime. I'm still going to start with the Atlas, get that done and built. I got some new motor mounts that I want to do. I think it's from Off-Road Anonymous. I'm still utilizing James Duff V8 swap motor mounts, which no big deal. But I've hacked and chopped the K-member out mostly. I kind of want to just cut the rest of the K-member off, box it, plate it, whatever. And then if I could move the motor back, now that I'm looking at it again, I was thinking 1.5 inches back and 1.5 inches down. But I think it'll probably be more or less a 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch back. And then like the 1.5 inches down would probably be sufficient. So yeah, that's what we're going to go with. So the new plan is, again, I'm going to get the Atlas done first, get that all situated. That's going to automatically add that 4 inches of front drive line length for the front drive shaft. And then if I move the motor back, the engine, drivetrain, the whole system back, 1/2 inch, 3/4, that'll give me that much more. And then lowering it down, I'd like to see 1.5 inches, but if it's only 1 inch, whatever, that'll get the outputs, front and rear outputs of the transfer case lower too, which also will help the driveline angle. And then of course it will help lower center of gravity a little bit more too. Anytime you get weight down lower and more center in the truck, the better too. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna start. This video will probably cover the Atlas, the black box, and then we'll go from there and see where we're at. All right, Atlas is out and pulled off the 14 bolts and the inspection cover. Just going through the instructions on both the standard tail housing install and then obviously the black box. I don't want to do something twice or miss a step. So far both are saying the initial first steps are remove the cover, move the, what do they call it, the idler shaft, the cluster pin, pull out the center gears, and start from there. This is definitely not going to be a how-to video. It's the first time I've ever opened up an Atlas. I've rebuilt 2 Ford Bronco Dana 20 transfer cases. From what I can see, it's similar, but I am no expert and I'm figuring this out as I go. So I'll just kind of pop in with the steps I'm at and where we're going with it. All right, pretty much got what I need to get apart. Just trying to keep everything organized, everything clean. So you can see that's the short output housing on the rear, and that's the standard. Again, I'm only doing that because down the road I would like to add North West Fab's emergency brake system. So I'm going to get the output housing part done first, and then I will move on to the black box stuff. All right, the standard tail housing is installed. Not too big of a deal. Only thing that really would be the only headache is there's a, let's see if I can spin this. There's 3 dogs, they call it, and there's a little green spring on both sides, and it keeps the little dogs centered. And if you pop the fork slider too far, and those come out. So that was the only challenge. So that part's done. And now I'm going to move on to the black box portion of the input side. So on the Atlas input side, you take a snap ring off, and then this is sitting on like so, and then you just use a puller, pull that off, and then that's disregarded. Move on to the black box. You take the 6 Allen bolts out, separate the case, and then I'll start following the instructions from this point. All right, well, we got her mostly reassembled here. So the previous clip, that little gear that I took off the Atlas portion just slides on to the black box, snap ring. Make sure you put this little brass synchronizer on. That lines up with 3 slots on those dogs. There's an O-ring on the black box, but they suggest putting a little bit of silicone around it, which I did. That's mounted on. My particular Atlas has 8 bolts. I guess there's a 6-bolt version, older version. So this part is assembled on. I got the center cluster gear and all that stuff put back in. So I just got to put the inspection cover back on, seal that up. Then I can flip her over and then get the other half put on and go from there. I just got done putting the bottom cover on, a real thin layer of blue RTV gasket, and then a little bit more RTV just to make sure. Same thing on the bolt. All the bolts have sealant on them. So now I'm getting ready to see how the other half, which the front half has it mounts to this, but then it has all the clocking positions. On my setup, it's a 4R70W, and for the Atlas to bolt to this, there's a 3/4 inch spacer, something to do with, it's either run a spacer or cut down the output shaft, which I didn't want to cut anything like that. So I got the spacer mounted. I got red paint mark on top, so then I'm going to see how that's going to line up with this. And yeah, this should only bolt on one way. I'm going to try to bolt this on first, see how this sets, and then this will just be a dry fit for now, no sealant, until I know where I'm at. All right, so it seems that the 6 bolt holes, there's 2 sets, I believe. I thought I saw. Yeah, there's 2 sets. I don't know. There's multiple holes for the ring, because right now I just wanted to clock it and position it basically flat. So I got all that marked up top. I just took off the extension housing because this black RTV is hard to get out, and I didn't want all that little rubber powder getting inside, so I took this off for now. I'll have to pick up a new gasket. So I'm going to try to, this thing's getting heavy now though, try to get this over here and see. Well, let me put this motor transmission mount back on first. All right, well, that's my first test fit. As far as I know, well, whatever position I'm in, that's as flat as it's going to go based on these lug patterns. I'm sure maybe if I rotated this one more time, I could probably get it flat, but that's not bad at all. I mean, I was down quite a bit. So this kind of just gives me an idea of how it's sitting. I didn't know if it would have enough clearance. Let's go down the other side. So like I said, I didn't know if I was going to have enough clearance to come on this side. Let's see if I can move this wire. But, let's see. I can get my fingers between the two in this particular setting. And that's, I don't know, I think 2 holes up from where it was. Yeah, that's crazy. All right, so obviously this is the first test fit of the Atlas with the doubler on it. And I'm surprised it's fitting where it's fitting, but the frame rail does get wider the farther the frame rail goes, so that's cool. I'm still going to think about some things. I still had in my mind that I wanted to lower the motor. Originally I was thinking about lowering it and moving the motor back, which I'm still thinking about doing that. All right, so overall, this part is done. I'm not going to seal nothing up until everything is 100% done down the road. I'll pick up in another video as far as what happens with the motor and drivetrain as far as moving it, dropping it. I'm going to wrap up this video on adding a North West Fab black box to an Atla 2-speed transfer case. Pretty straightforward, not too difficult. In my case, a little bit easier just because I had the body up and I got other things going on. But as long as you can drop your transfer case, it's pretty much a bench job. So there'll be a little bit more to figure out. I'm sure there's going to be a little bit more. There's probably going to be some clearance issues underneath the floor pan of the body. And then I'll have to figure out the shift linkage for both the Atlas and the black box. I'm pretty sure they're both going to end up being cable operated. But what that's going to look like, I'm not sure yet. So that's coming up too. So we will see you on the next one.